What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And this is the daily wrestling news video on June 8th, 2024, where I'm going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories. Remember that you SNA Assassinators need to know from the Ringside News article. Make sure to watch it to the very end because there's going to be some very intriguing news for you all today. And I guess we got some more to start off with is a likelihood of WNXT going on the road revealed, and the evolution of NXT has been evident in the heightened production quality and influx of talent, marking a significant period of growth for the brand. However, amidst these developments, the status of NXT talent and their involvement in live events on the road has come into question. While WWE superstars typically have obligations to travel for live events, it seems that NXT stars may not currently have similar requirements. Corey Brennan speaking on Fightful Select Q&A pod, podcast disclosed that despite inquiries, no plans for NXT stars to hit the road have been confirmed. If such plans exist, they are being kept confidential, with talent remaining uniform. And And despite speculations of the matter, there have been no indication of NXT stars will be embarking on the road for for live events, given that many wrestlers are based in Orlando. The logistics of such a transition would require advanced notice to the talent involved. He said, "I have asked about a lot, and I've asked a lot. I've asked talent production. I've asked people close to coaches. I've asked people close to producers, and not a single person said to me that this is in plans. If it if it in plans, it's being kept private, and talent is not aware if they are going on the road, especially so many of these wrestlers, based out or in Orlando, that they would need to let them know in advance. The debate over whether NXT stars should venture onto the road remains open. While some may argue that exposure to live events could enhance their development and fan interaction, off offers others contend programming is paramount. Job to say. But what's your thoughts onto this news about the NXT, people, those in NXT are not planning on to be doing at least not even what's that United States tour for their developmental show of WWE's. Let me know down in the comments down below. What are your thoughts and reactions onto this? And do you think that there's no plans for NXT to tour all around the states, or do you think there are some plans and they're just keeping it private, like and they're uh, not trying to give out any details on what to expect from an exclusive I'm not exclusive from a from I'll say from a more what's that like from what's that like a global more likely there's no plans for a global what's that NXT tour like outside of the PC or should I say more likely the Capitol Wrestling Center, which I'll say more likely the Performance Center because that's where the Capitol Wrestling Center is. But let me know about that in the comment section right down below. And yeah, and I'd like to hear what's your thoughts onto this matter. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's you got from one NXT news to another as we got Gigi Dolan's WWE return status remains uncertain. It missed admits absent. It missed absent, and it says right here Georgina Dolan. Hopefully, I don't get beat up for calling her that, or just Gigi Dolan's WWE wrestling journey has been marked by twists and turns, but she recently sparked excitement among fans with a comedic storyline alongside Ariana Grace, the one that claims that she's related to Jordan Grace, which we obviously know that's not the case, regardless if their last names were Grace or not. But anyways, however, despite the initial buzz, it seems WWE has sidelined Dolan for the time being. During the Q&A podcast on Fightful Select, Corey Brennan on the same episode shed some light on Dolan's status, revealing that WWE had dropped the storyline involving her and Grace for undisclosed reasons. Brennan further disclosed that WWE currently has no immediate plans for the former Toxic Attraction member in NXT. He said, "I will begin a broad answers a bro answer here for you guys. So we've been looking into Gigi situation a bit, and that most of we can't confirm now. It is that her storyline where Ariana Grace was dropped. It was dropped for a number of reasons, but we have we have not been able to confirm them as now and now there are no immediate plans for Gigi Dolan at this time in NXT. While Dolan enjoys her time off with her fiance Zachary Wentz, uh, uh, recent public statements made by Wentz have stirred controversy. Nevertheless, let me rephrase that. Fans await Dolan's eventual return to WWE television with in anticipation. But what's your thoughts on Gigi Dolan's long month absence, or even longer than that? I think the last time we saw her was towards the end of April, if I'm not mistaken, and that's when we got who? That's when we got who was it? It was it was Ariana Grace like was being so enthusiastic with somebody. I forget who it was in the women's locker room, and that's when we saw Gigi don't have enough, and that's it. And it looks like seemed like she quit it like in storyline, but really like she's just taking a break like from WWE because WWE just somewhat dropped the storyline, which we don't know the reasons why. I'm the first one to know to not notice like of what's the reason. So if you guys why Gigi Dolan hasn't been on WWE NXT television as of late. But let's move on to the next slide. We're going to take a break from WWE for a little bit and talk about, well, I'm not sure if I should say take a break from them. More likely talking about the president and CEO, slamming on the Stanford-based company by saying, Kurt, calling it a predatory business, predatory business practices. It's some scathing remarks from the AEW president, which is Mr. Anthony Khan himself. Which I'm starting. Why am I starting to sound like Thomas Tony Storm when sometimes I referred the AEW boss? But anyways, we got plenty to talk about him on this news story. He attribute to the the min, decimation of dissemination of data like to what he perceives as predatory business practices like akin to those faced by wrestling territories like in the 80s, notably uh, referencing Jim Crockett promotions. In a tweet, Khan expressed gratitude to AEW fans for for their support and reaffirmed the company's commitment to the wrestling industry. He also uh, highlighted the upcoming episode of AEW Rampage, underscored the importance of fan engagement and viewership. It's worth noting that AEW Collision actually drew 378,000 viewers, significantly higher than the false reported figures. Khan's proactive engagement on social media, including his recent remark about booking for the Sickos showcase, his hand-on approach and dedication to AEW fan base. And here's Tony Khan reacting to Dave Meltzer's tweet right here, like with him giving a little correction, and it's not exactly what it's been falsely reported as is it's not like it's not a predatory business practice like a certain company, which I believe like he was not just talking about Jim Crockett, of course, but you get the point. But what is your thoughts on Tony Khan uh, addressing these issues and false viewership when they got more views than what it's been expected by Dave Meltzer and his sources? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. And let's move on to the next slide. We got some Deanna Perrazzo news now as she calls out hypocritical fans over hypocritical fan over backside request like amid Sky Blue incident. It says right here, AEW experienced notable surprises this year already, with one of them being Deanna Purrazzo's debut for the company. Back in January, Purrazzo also remembers to keep receipts, in case she needs to call out the hater. And it appears that's exactly what she did recently. And during the ROH tapings, back in May, Sky Blue squared off against Rachel Ellering, yeah, Rachel Ellering. During the match, a man in the front, man in the front row, repeatedly made vulgar comments about Sky Blue's body, call her inappropriate names, and displayed outright disrespect. Another hater took to Twitter and pinned the blame on Sky Blue, for the incident, by claiming that it happened because of the gear that she wore, which showed off her backside more. But by posting some foddery advice for Sky Blue, and all female wrestlers, stop showing off much ass. Try to look more like a fighter than a stripper. Like the fishnets are effing corny. Are effing corny. Are you're making these nerds feel comfortable? Like the IG theorist, the theorist traps, of in anything like that is bad. Ask black wrestlers what they had to deal with back in the days. And I'm not making any excuses, just pointing out the obvious. So you can go f yourselves. Feminism, feminism, was about y'all having a fair shot, at doing what men did with no discrimination, not about showing more ass. Deanna Purrazzo took to Twitter and uploaded a photo of herself in a bikini. Interestingly enough, the same fan who insulted Sky Blue for showing a backside told of her backside, told Purrazzo to show her backside. And Purrazzo clearly remembered who the Twitter user was, as she had receipts showing off his exact tweet, exposing his hypocrisy. Just taking your foddery advice in a sarcastic manner, and he did the right thing by exposing the man's hypocrisy. But there are many people who are like him as well. Nevertheless, we hope such incidents doesn't happen again to Sky Blue and other wrestlers. And here's the tweet right here. And here's the tweet right there with her sporting off the bikini, which looks pretty awesome with the colors, with the pink and blue. But yeah, this hypocritical fan, you see in the bottom say, "Show us the back," and we already knew what he said before. And there's the tweet right here from the Virtuosa saying, "I'm taking your foddery advice," which it shows, which he posted a shot of I think it's a screenshot of him tweeting this, and then it just shows you that you shouldn't say anything into the public if you don't want to be exposed in like in a later date, like when you start acting like the total opposite on what you just said. Like, and it's best for you to be a man of your word and then not be a hypocrite one. Like when you're like when you're trying to prove a point or trying to be like your true self. Like you like, and if you want to see like, and if you wanted to see like your favorite wrestlers be it in a certain way, like maybe it's not the best way to call out another one to call out another one of being like dressed up like a stripper rather than a fighter. Like, yeah, like I'm just saying, like I'm not saying that it not to be a perv. I'm not saying to be a perv. I'm just saying like maybe you should be acting like your true self and being honest. It's better to be honest rather than being a hypocrite. Like, because you're gonna be called out for it. Like once you're called out for it, and and you're gonna be the one looking like a fool. But I would suggest you SNA assassinators not to be this fan right here. Like one, you should be always respectful. Like regardless of what whether if it's a family member or a friend or even a favorite celebrity, including a wrestler, like whether if they're a male or female, which at this case it's a female wrestler. Like, and two, like don't make comments on one and expect the other wrestler to grant you your request of something that's inappropriate. And you just got called out for a wrestler that dressed inappropriately, which I'm not sure if I should agree on or not. But at the same time, like I'll say that's their decision on the way they look and the way they dress when they enter the ring. Like I just try not to try to notice it because because one, I'm not in any relationships with him, and two, like even if I was, I would not be pointing that out, like regardless. But yeah, like I would show some respect and be like that kind of what's that, like some kind of a gentleman, like is not being being a little inappropriate like in the public eye and pointing out the obvious, of course. Yeah, but if I was this fan, I would not be doing no kind of criticism or even asking for some inappropriate request like of a post. Like if I was him, I would show my appreciation of looking at the reason why I'm watching them is fighters, not strippers, because that's not what their job is. Like, so I don't get this guy right here. He's making less sense, but I'll say one thing, and I'll give and I'm gonna give props to and kudos to what's her name, to Deanna Peraza of what's that called? What's that word? I'm trying to come up with. It's like with her being sarcastic, like with her exposing him. I'll say more likely exposing him by being a smart ass, by saying like, I'm just trying to take your fatherly advice and not show anything inappropriate to you to fans like you, because that's not what our job is for. Like it's the wrestling part. Isn't it for the wrestling, isn't it? And plus, I think she's already in a relationship. So why you're asking for this request? If she's already in a relationship, and plus, like even if she wasn't, I doubt that she would pick you as a potential boyfriend, Mister. What's your name is Mister Anti-Mark of pro wrestling, which I believe you are a mark, because why are you acting like one rather than like more likely a hypocritical mark? Like you're not just an ordinary mark, you're just a hypocrite mark. If you ask me for my opinion, like Mister Anti-Mark of pro wrestling. Like if I was you, I'll be acting like an anti-mark rather than being worse than a mark. If I was you, yeah. If you want my advice, of course. But anyway, yeah, let me know in the comments below, and and that just shows you that yeah that yeah, these trolls on the internet, you gotta be careful hanging out with them, because you never know what they have to say, and you're gonna have to either ignore them or correct them in a more responsibly uh, sarcastic way, like would you uh, what's that, exposing them but being a smartass about it. But let me know down in the comment section right down below about the matter. And let's move on to the next slide. We got Mark Henry discloses how surprise MLW Battle Riot Part 6 appearance happened. And it's right here on Mark Henry's debut at the AEW anticipated moment. However, in the 3 years since some have expressed the view that he didn't accomplish as much within the company as anticipated, leading to his departure. He appeared at MLW Riot Battle. MLW Battle Riot Part 6, and revealed how it came together. Reports last month indicated that Mark Henry's contract with AEW was due to expire last month, and many wondered if he was going to leave AEW. That's exactly what happened, as Henry confirmed that would not be re-signing with the company. Mark Henry also made a shocking appearance at MLW's Battle Riot event Part 6. Mark Henry recently discussed his unexpected appearance at the MLW Battle Riot Part 6 event during an interview with Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful. Henry explained that his anticipation stemmed from long standing friendships with MLW's court brewer Bauer, Court Bauer, and Alex Greenfield. He emphasized willing to support them and participate in in their events. He said, "I've been friends with Court and Alex Greenfield forever, and sometimes you have relationships with people. It's not the same as being friend with people. I know those guys, they were friends in mine, and when you're a friend of somebody, but you don't have to talk to them every day to still have that respect and admiration for them, and that's what it is. Especially Alex, man, we just get each other, and the people that I have those relationships with in wrestling, if they call me and say, even if they call me and say, "Hey, would you be willing to do this?" All right, well, let's do it. I just want to come see you. So that's what it ended up being. Being able to see the product. I watched it online, but to be able to see the product in person and meet a lot of the talent, which a lot of which a lot of them I already knew, and you start to see some of you see some of your friends kids be in the business. It just don't get better than that, and I had that over at MLW. WWE was also argued to WWE was also urged to sign. But anyways, the WWE was also urged to hire Mark Henry following his other urged to the hire Mark Henry following his AEW weeks. We'll have to wait and see where Mark Henry ends up next after he marks I mean Mark after he makes more appearances in Major League Wrestling. But what's your thoughts on Mark Henry's comments about the reason why he was at MLW? Like just to meet up with some old friends that he haven't hang out with in a minute, and also seek out like what exactly Major League Wrestling is like in person as well, which he got a chance in experiencing that. And what's your thoughts on Mark Henry's what's your reaction on Mark Henry's reason why he was there and knows about mutual because of a mutual friend that he hung out in the past. And again, and I agree with Mark Henry. Like you don't have to hang out with friends every day in order to have some mutual respect for the friend. It's when it's convenient for you, and if you happen to be in that location and you wanted to pay them a visit, like which that's what Mark Henry did, like to Major League once they had that Battle Riot event, and are we going to see more often appearances from the World's Strongest Man there? And do you think that he'll eventually make that WWE jump to back to WWE, or do you think he's not gonna be doing that anytime soon? He's gonna stick around in Major League first, perhaps. Or what's your thoughts onto the matter? Let me know in the comment section right down below. But we got some Logan Paul news next, as he makes an appearance on the Tetris World Championships. And it said right here, the YouTuber uh, Logan Paul journey into the world of professional wrestling uh, and unexpected success has definitely surprised many as he has turned out to be surprisingly good. WWE good as a WWE superstar. Like with that said, he also ended up appearing at the Tetris World Championship and advanced to the next round. The Maverick is a massive name not only on YouTube and WWE, but in the mainstream media as well. But that doesn't mean he can't show up at random events from time to time as well. As seen like in the footage below, Logan Paul like made a shocking appearance at with his United States Championship at a Tetris World Championships, and he participated in the tournament by a playing a few rounds. In the At the end, he won and advanced to the next round, shocking fans. The United States champion is currently feuding with LA Knight, so we will have to wait and see when the two will face off against each other. As it is clear, the fans want to see Knight finally win a title on the main roster of WWE. I'll say the only title that he won on NXT was the $1 million championship, but after like a fully active championship, but I guess it considered as a championship, like in his run in WWE as of late. But we're just gonna have to wait and see when he's gonna win an actual singles championship in the Stanford-based company, especially on the main roster. And when do you think that will be? Do you think it'll be uh, like at a Clash of the Castle, or do you think it's too soon for that? Too soon, and it'll be somewhere like around SummerSlam. What's your opinions on the matter? Let me know in the comment section right down below. But let's move on to the next slide. Let's talk about. And again, think that we're going to see Logan Paul next week celebrating that he won the Tetris tournament, like the World Championship Tetris tournament, and he's winning gold everywhere he goes. And we're and what I see with Mr. Los Angeles Knight, he don't have any kind of gold other than his Rolex that he's wearing around his wrist. And that's the only goal that he'll be seeing. And this is where we can see LA Knight will get into a fist fight with the YouTuber, build things up like from a future potential United States Championship match. But we're just gonna have to wait and see, like if that will be come true anytime soon. But let's move on to the next slide. We got some Tony Schiavone news now as defends Vince Russo after criticism over WCW's de- over WCW's demise. And in the fall of WCW remains a major subject within the wrestling community, with its with its demise attributed to a lot of factors. Vince Russo is one of the biggest names that comes to mind for the death of WCW. But it appears like Tony Schiavone thinks differently. As previously reported, the Who Killed WCW docu series was produced by Dwayne Johnson's Seven Bucks Productions, and the series premiered on June 4th on Vice TV, which was this past. When was June 4th? Was June 4th? Was this Tuesday, I believe? Yeah. But anyways, but he said, I hated that Vince Russo get all the sugar honey iced tea that he gets. It's not fair. Like Vince Russo worked endlessly, timelessly to put a product together. He didn't. He did. He did and was good to me and was a good guy. And I'm honest about that. Tony Schiavone also made it clear he will be boycotting the docu series entirely. Nevertheless, Vince Russo will always be a tribute. attributed to WCW's downfall, and that will never change. And what are your thoughts on Tony Schiavone defending the former WWE writer and WCW writer, I believe, WWE and WCW writer, and TNA writer? Let me refer also add on to the scenario. And do you think that he should get all the blame because of WCW's downfall, or do you think he was actually the supporter and the one that was keeping WCW up in the remaining the remaining years, like that was that the last year, the last few years of WCW's activeness in the wrestling world? Let me know down in the comments below, and and I would love to hear what you have to say about this matter. But yeah, either way, it's gonna be playing on him. And expect Tony Schiavone to show his criticism, whether if it's on the podcast or or on the internet, on on social media. Why I say the internet? Because it could be either way. Like it could be a podcast on the internet, whether if it's on YouTube, Twitch, or any other social platform to do live streaming videos. But yeah, I'm like, but yeah, like as I was saying, like whenever they'll have the next episode, they'll be on, which will possibly be next Tuesday. Expect the AEW commentator to criticize and show his true hatred on the docu series about like who was the guy that's the or who's the individuals, more than one, that were the whole reason why WCW died. Like yeah, expect him to boycott and show his criticism to the former Atlanta based promotion, Atlanta based